like to welcome you guys to the January meeting of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission. And to start our meeting off, I'd like to ask Dr. Gloria Bonner for our prayer and pledge, please.
Thank you so much. And Happy New Year to everybody. Please join me in prayer. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for yet another year. We are grateful also for the 4 seasons of life. As the new year unfolds, may it open doors to new opportunities and close chapters of past struggles. May this year be enlightened with positive energy, encouragement, enthusiasm, inspiration, everlasting blessings, endless possibilities, and God's amazing grace. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
May we stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Bonner.
Welcome.
You are an inspiration to us.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have someone here for some public comments. Amir, if you would like to step up to the podium, and if you've got some folks with you that want to go up there, they can too.
Yeah, I got a few of my
What we'd like
compatriots here.
to ask you to do is maybe limit your presentation to, 3 minutes or so, or if you need to go over that a little bit, that's okay. And then we'll ask you some questions from
I
there.
appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amir Ben Hazem. These are my friends over here and compatriots. This is Mr. Matthew Turley and Mr. Brian Moon. There's a larger group of us, but time constraints with the upcoming snowstorm, and most of us work outside, so we're trying to scramble to get some things done. The reason that we're here today is we're here to present an opportunity for people in Murfreesboro and the surrounding areas to have a recreational facility that they can enjoy. Namely, what we would like to emulate is something known as an RC car facility, an RC park, similar to what you see here in this picture from Crossville. It's a small dirt track that's lined with pipe that guys get to come out there and drive their RC cars, kids get to come out there and play. The advantage of it is that it helps teach hand-eye coordination to everyone of all ages. My father uses it to help improve his hand-eye coordination while he's been battling dementia and other things like that. The advantage of it also is the fact that we can bring the community together. Most of us do play outside with our toy cars, and sometimes we want to go somewhere where we can congregate and play. We used to have something in the general area known as RC Field Days right outside of Smyrna. The family that owned it unfortunately got a lucrative offer, and they moved and sold, and the park was closed. So now we have nothing in the Murfreesboro area. There are other parks around in Montgomery County. They're starting one at Rotary Park. In Maury County, there's Chickasaw Trace. We all drive out there. It's about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Some of us go out there multiple times a week. That would be me. Just to have the opportunity to drive on these tracks and courses for both our off-road vehicles and our toy cars for our kids to just play. So what we're asking for is a space that we can help build and help maintain. And through hosting small events, what we like to call crawler competitions, which is 1/10 scale or smaller scale. They look like real trucks, like Jeeps going over rocks to compete with time. Those can generate enough revenue to help maintain this and keep it self-sustaining. That's all we have for you today. Thank you.
Very good. Amir, this space that was in Smyrna, was it several acres or?
Yeah, it was about 2 acres of play area. The rocks were naturally found in the farm, and they dug them out, brought them out, and just dumped them out there. And the rest of us went and organized them and made little places for people to drive their crawlers. They also piled dirt up and covered it up with some carpet and let the grass grow on it to give us jumps to jump our toy cars and have fun. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, actually, worldwide, with national rankings and races and competitions, which a world-class facility, if we ever get to that point, God willing, then you can definitely benefit from it on the revenue side in both from the facility and the events, as well as local businesses, hotels, food, supplies, things like that.
Anyone, members, have any other questions for Amir?
I have one. About how many people participate in an event?
Go ahead.
The last crawler competition we had 45 competitors.
And on the racing side of things, which is where I'm more heavily involved, the season opener in Crossville will be in March. We had 120 people in multiple classes that took 3 days to complete, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, between practice, qualifying, and the races. The average person comes and spends $20 to $50 a class, which is a group that you're in to race in or compete in the crawler competitions. And people travel from all over. I had a friend literally drive from Iowa to come and race with us and then go back.
And I must say, I live in Antioch, so I drive down here all the time.
I live in Murfreesboro on the Rockville Edge, and I compete in the Bedford County. Bedford County has a few parks out there, Flat Rock RC being one of them, which I've helped build from the beginning. We compete every Tuesday and Saturday night. Last night we had, I think, 17 drivers come out, and we start at 6 p.m. So all these guys come out after working all day to congregate, and it's fellowship.
On Sundays, if you ever find yourself in Columbia, Chickasaw Trace on a sunny day, stop by the park. There'll be 30 to 40 people with toy cars out there playing, driving on the track, laughing, having fun, kids, adults, grown-ups, all the way from one of my favorite people out there. His name is Marty Gully. He's phenomenal. He's 77 years old, now drives me. And he said it's really helped his hand-eye coordination. And then I have a 3-year-old that probably will outdrive everyone in the future here because he outdrives me now on the track. So it brings everyone together.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? So you mentioned, since the one in Smyrna closed, is there anything around here?
Nothing within 40 miles, 30 miles, Bedford, yeah, 30 miles. Everything else is further away. There is a facility indoors here, but it's race only, very strict. It's Apex in Murfreesboro. It's an indoor racing facility for touring cars. They don't play shenanigans because they're serious about they actually host national and world events there. But it's out of the scope for most people. Most people want to go play in the dirt. And that's where the outside offers us.
An opportunity to learn and grow.
Yeah, I mean, RC Cars is taught engineering, physics. You learn about electronics. You learn about chemistry. You learn about a lot of things, especially the crawler guys. These guys sit there and tinker for hours on their vehicles just to get that one advantage on the rock of, will the car twist a little bit more? Will I get a little bit more traction if I shift my weight forward? You know, they do a lot, and it teaches kids a lot. His son is how old?
My son's 13, and he's in a robotics club at school now because of it. And he's learned from building 24th scale micro crawlers, and now he just built his first 10th scale, and he actually took 3rd place in the competition over the weekend out at Flat Rock RC. And it was his first ever 10th scale competition, and we just sit at the house and build and bond.
Kind of like the old Pinewood Derby days.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's
It's
still going on too. So
With technology, it has evolved and developed to be radio control.
yeah.
So all we're asking for is some space to help us build. Most important thing is going to be the space, electricity, and water, and maybe a porta-john or two, because when you're out there sometimes you forget about going to the bathroom until it reminds you it's time to go. If we can have something like that along the lines of about 70 to 90,000 square feet with enough, this will provide parking and everything for everyone else, that will be perfect. And the rest of us, I mean, we'll work our tails off to help build it and bring it up there and make sure that it works.
We'll help maintain it also.
Yes.
A group of us go to Chickasaw in Columbia and we maintain it. That's maintained by a few select people. Namely 4 or 5 people go out there to Maury County to help maintain the track. We fundraised last year to help buy the piping for the track because the county doesn't support it, so we have to do it ourselves. And the condition was, we'll provide the facility, you maintain it. So we've done that. Now we want to do something in Murfreesboro. I've lived in Murfreesboro since 2012. I don't plan on going anywhere, and I think we definitely lead one because I'm tired of burning gas going way far out there to have fun. If I can do it locally, I can keep it busy.
There you go. Well, thank you guys for
Thank you.
coming. And what we'll do is we'll take it under consideration. We'll speak with the staff. Staff will think about that. I'm sure we have Amir's contact information to.
Yeah, we did get the contact information. Kyle's going to give you guys my information out in the lobby when
Okay.
you guys are done, and we can be in touch.
And we have a Facebook page called Boro RC, and it's where we are congregating and sharing information, ideas. People share their builds, their designs, their talks, and the group is growing at an extremely fast rate right now. So anything you guys need, you feel free to reach out there. That's probably the easiest way to reach the officers of the group.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all for
Thank y'all
coming.
for your time.
Yep.
Thank y'all for coming.
Okay. Anyone else here to speak in front of the commission today? Okay. So our first item of new business, unless I always forget it, but we're going to look at the last meeting minutes and glance over those, and then I'll accept a motion to hopefully approve them. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we need to take roll, Mitzi?
Yes.
Think so? I forgot.
Dr. Bonner,
Aye.
Mr. Cunningham,
Aye.
Dr. Duke,
Aye.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Montgomery,
Aye.
Mr. Rodiger,
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet,
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Okay, all ayes, motion passes. Next item on new business, Susan Hicks is going to talk to us and tell us who the champion is of the Christmas Parade Band Championship.
Yes, this year we had a pretty lively competition going on with the bands. They all did a fantastic job. There was lots of weather concerns, but they all came out even though the weather was going to be inclement. It was a wonderful parade. The bands really stepped up and made those accommodations when needed. This year, the award goes, we did have to make a decision, and the award goes to Oakland High School Band. Mr. Ty and Mr. Andrew are the band directors for Oakland High School, and they have done a fantastic job in representing the Christmas spirit at the Christmas parade. Their song that they did this year was Jingle All the Way. It was very festive and fun and fit everything that we needed it to do. They were excited to be there and did a fantastic job. So I'd like to award them this Grand Champion trophy that it rotates to each band every year that wins. And they get to keep it for a year before I come and confiscate it again. Unless they win next year, and then they get to keep it.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay, Ty
Mr.
and
Roediger, you got to
Andrew?
be proud of that.
Yes, I am proud to work with these two gentlemen. The work they do with our students is amazing at Oakland High School. But I would also like to point out that Mr. Jessup is Oakland High School Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, and all the service that you do for our students. And I know it's a lot of hard work, and it pays off, obviously. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, next item. Rachel, you're going to, we've got some new associates to introduce.
We do.
huh?
I'm excited to bring them up here and introduce them to you, and I'm going to let them just say a few words. But really excited to let you guys know that Cannonsburg Village has 2 new leaders with us, and they're here today. So first one I want to introduce is Miss Mary Beth Nevels. She is the Assistant Facility Coordinator at Cannonsburg now, and she's been with us for about 3.5 years as the Assistant Program Coordinator, where she worked part-time, put a lot of energy into the programs that she developed and implemented down there, everything from toddler programs to field trips to homeschool to adults. So she's super creative, and we're really excited to have her full-time now in a leadership position, and she's just going to do a phenomenal job, and I'm going to let her say a few words to you.
Thank you. That was very nice. I have 25 years of museum experience, and I am just grateful to have the opportunity to continue that at Cannonsburg. And I am really excited to be a part of the future vision for the village and to be able to make that happen. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. So good things to come from her. And then also is Mr. Greg Philippi, and he is our facility coordinator at Cannonsburg Village as well. Greg comes to us with a lot of years of knowledge and expertise. He has a degree in art history. He has 2 masters, one is in fine arts and one is in public history. And then he has had a lot of professional experience, everything from he was the curator of the Tennessee State Museum of Agriculture. He's also done stints in, I know, is it La Cruz, New Mexico? Sorry, Las Cruces in New Mexico as a curator, and let me get it right. He was the curator of education and facility operations. He also was in charge of public programs and the curator at the Texas A&M Museum and Galleries, and has done some work for the National Park Service. So with that, I'm going to let him say a few words.
Well, thank you, everybody. I just want to remind us all, in a short period of time, we'll be celebrating 50 years at Cannonsburg. Very inspirational time. I'm inspired by our staff. I'm inspired by our management. I think we're going to see great things coming from Cannonsburg, a rebirth, if you will. And some people say, well, I'm not from around here. I'm from L.A., Lower Antioch. And we pronounce it Antioch, not Antioch. It's Antioch, Lower Antioch. And so I also lived in Murfreesboro for 10 years while I was a student here. So Murfreesboro is very near and dear to my heart. And I look forward to working with our excellent staff and excellent management as we go forward for our 50-year anniversary. And got a lot of great things coming. Renewal projects, preservation projects, great programs. We've got great people. Our Christmas drive-through was sensational this year, thanks to our staff. I've heard some people say it was the best ever, but I think every year is probably the best ever, but this year was definitely the best ever. And so I'm just very proud, very, very glad to be here. I'm tickled to death, and I'm very, very proud of our staff, and I'm very proud of our management, and very pleased to be here. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Greg and Mary Beth, and we're looking forward to all the great things that are going to come out of Cannonsburg Village very soon. Thanks.
That is awesome. Thank you, guys, and we're excited to have y'all in those positions. And Cannonsburg was really decorated very nicely over Christmas, and it's easy to see it when you drove by. And 50 years, I can't believe that. It's I can remember. I want to say that one of my old friends way back then, I was young and he was older, Charlie Williamson, was instrumental. He was a local businessman and farmer. Bill, you remember Charlie Williamson, and I think he he worked with the city. I think he was instrumental in kind of getting that thing started and hauling those cabins and things over there. So doesn't seem like 50 years flies by, doesn't it?
It definitely does.
Okay, so we've got Susan, you're up here. So did I get out of order here, or we?
I was going to introduce our.
Oh, so we're still in the introduction. You've got a new associate. I'm sorry.
Yes. So I'm going to introduce Shayla Mayo. She is our new Visual Arts / Bradley Academy Museum Facility Coordinator for the city. She has been with us for about 3 years. She started working in our MUTS program right at a high school, and that's Movies Under the Stars. And then she has progressed until she was our Assistant Visual Arts Program Coordinator for several years. And she has helped continue with the Greenway Art Festival and the Laureate Program, and all of these programs have been under her. She has created new programs for the Visual Arts Department. And now she is in charge of Bradley Academy and, of course, all of visual arts. So we are very glad to have her, and she has done a fantastic job so far. And I look forward to seeing all the things that she brings to the new position for Bradley and for visual arts. This is Shayla Mayo.
Thank you, Susan. I just wanted to say that I am incredibly grateful for this opportunity. Susan has done a wonderful job with the plans to update the museum, and I'm so excited to be a part of those changes and get to continue to learn about this facility that has such a rich history in Murfreesboro. I'm an educator at heart, so I look forward to using my skill set to bring more educational program to the museum and hopefully aid in that development. So again, I'm so excited and grateful to be a part of these things, and I look forward to seeing more of y'all.
Thank you. Glad to have you in that position. Thank you so much. Okay, our next item, Rachel has got some naming to do.
I think we skipped one,
All
Chairman.
right, so did I skip one?
Number 4.
All right, y'all keep me straight.
We can blame that one on Susan.
Okay.
That is my fault again.
No, it's
I
not.
stepped away.
It's my fault entirely. Thank you, Susan.
Okay, so today I'm going to ask for y'all's consideration in an increase in 3 of our camps' supply fees. Over the last few years, we know that the cost of everything has increased. We have had a supply fee of $50 for several years for our art camps and our sewing camp. Our art camp, we provide them with a quality art project every day, as well as an overarching art project. At the end of the show, we put their art up in the community gallery at Patterson Park, and we have a little reception for them with food and show all of their progress that they've made that week. The cost of $50 for the supply fee is just not enough to cover all of the supplies and all of the activities we do with them during that week. So we're asking to move that fee from $50 to $75. It's a $25 jump. They get an apron to take home that they decorate and lots of other art stuff that they get to take home that we provide. Then along the same lines, our sewing camp, the last few years we've been making a quilt. We would really like to, it's a little lap quilt, so we take them from hand sewing and to actually making a quilt on the sewing machine and hand sewing the binding together. This is a week-long project. We pack a lot of stuff into that week, but we also have the material, the binding, the batting, all of these things that are included in the cost, and of course those costs have risen, so we would like to change that supply fee from $50 to $75. That is not including the camp fee, which is $100 for each of these camps. So that makes the total of each of these camps $175 versus $150. Now with that, if there are problems with anyone has financial aid issues, we are more than willing to accommodate that. But this is just for increasing it so that we're covering our cost during camp. Do y'all have any questions?
Questions for Susan? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the supply fee increases for these 2 programs.
I move approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mitzi, will you take a roll call?
Dr. Bonner,
Aye.
Mr. Cunningham,
Aye.
Dr. Duke,
Aye.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Montgomery,
Aye.
Mr. Roediger,
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet,
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Thank you so much. Motion passes. Rachel's ready to go.
I'm ready. Okay, today we are looking for approval to name a donated piece of property. This piece of property was, you might know it as the O'Reilly track, or before that, the old GE property. And we are looking to name it Schaefer Park. And I wanted to give you a little bit of background about the park itself, or the land itself, and then some more background on why we're proposing this. So at the end of 2020, the American Battlefield Trust purchased a 42-acre tract at Northwest Broad Street and Thompson Lane due to the significance of the Battle of Stones River. After purchasing the property, the ABT donated the land to the city of Murfreesboro to be managed under the Parks and Recreation Department for passive recreation and preservation of historically significant land. In 2024, the Parks and Recreation Department began making improvements to the property, including removing the chain link and barbed wire perimeter fence and replacing it with a split rail snake fencing to match the aesthetics of the battlefield. This spring, we are looking forward into building a trail that will link to the battlefield trails on a new piece of property for them as well. And this will create a seamless trail system between city and Park Service plots. In addition, we have worked with the Stones River National Battlefield and the Civil War Trails to create 3 interpretive panels, which are now installed. And these panels depict events that happened and highlighted individuals in the battle specific to the property. One such individual is Colonel Frederick Schaefer. He lost his life on this property and was instrumental in protecting the Nashville Pike in the final hours of the Battle of Stones River. So I do want to take this opportunity, and I'm going to have Mr. Jim Lewis with the National Park Service come up and give us a much better overview than I can give of the actual events that happened on that property, and more specific information on Colonel Frederick Schaefer. So Jim Lewis is the interpretive specialist for the South Atlantic Gulf for the National Park Service, and although that he has a very fancy title right now, he has been a pillar of the Stones River National Battlefield for over 27 years. He's been instrumental in creating the robust living history program that the battlefield now has, as well as all the other intricacies of park management. So at this time, I'm going to have Mr. Jim Lewis come up and give you some more information.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to do what I love to do best, which is tell the story of the Battle of Stones River in this context. And I just want to say, on behalf of the National Park Service and Stones River, this new park that's developing is really exciting for us. I mean, the city of Murfreesboro, and particularly the Parks Department, has been a great partner with us for all of my 27 plus years in the park. Volunteer events together, do interpretation events together, working with Bradley Academy and others. But now you have a piece of the battlefield, and right next door to us, and we literally are hand in hand telling the story of the this major battle that not only affected our town and our state, but also the entire nation together, which is great. And I had a lot of fun working with Rachel, getting those waysides together. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of that story. That site there that had been for years the GE plant and whatnot. On the early afternoon of December 31st, 1862, the first and bloodiest day of the Battle of Stones River, Colonel Frederick Schaefer would bring his brigade. He's part of General Philip Sheridan's division there north of the railroad tracks to rest and recuperate from the terrible fighting they had been in the area that became known later as the Slaughter Pen, which is the area interpreted within the national park at our tour stop number 2, where all the rocks and stuff are. Probably figuring that afternoon would be spent sort of being behind the lines and, getting a chance not to be so heavily in the fight. However, the Confederates had other plans. As the Battle of Stones River develops and the fight and struggle for the Nashville Pike evolves, General Braxton Bragg, the Confederate Army commander, begins to focus on the left end of the Union line, which is basically from the Stones River across the railroad tracks and to the Pike. And over the course of the afternoon of December 31st at 2:30 and then later at about 3:30, 2 waves of Confederate assaults will come into this area trying to break the left end of the Union line and bring the Battle of Stones River to close on the Confederate side. During that first wave of attack, Colonel Schaefer, who had come to the United States back in 1848, escaping political persecution, he was born in Baden, in what we would call Germany today. He was part of the many revolutions that took place in Europe in 1848, and when they mostly failed, he, like others on the losing side, had to get out of Dodge. So he came to the United States. He would enter the Civil War as the colonel of the 2nd Missouri Infantry, and would fight. His first major fight was actually over in Arkansas at Pea Ridge in March of 1862. He would find himself as the senior colonel of all the units in his brigade, as the commander of one of Sheridan's brigades. And when the Confederates made their attack, particularly in the form of William Preston's brigade of John C. Breckinridge's division on the Confederate side, they would actually hit the 15th Missouri Infantry, another one of his brigade, one of his regiments, and begin pushing it back. At which point, Colonel Schaefer would mount his horse, get the rest of his brigade ready to repulse, and began issuing orders to do just that when he was struck by a Confederate minie-ball and fell dead, making him the last of all 3 of Philip Sheridan's brigade commanders who would lose their lives on December 31st, 1862. Schaefer's men went into the fight, pushed the Confederates back, and all the second wave of attack would also be repulsed, allowing the Union Army to keep its supply line and retreat route along the Nashville Pike intact, allowing the Battle of Stones River to move on through the next 2 days, January 1st and 2nd, ultimately becoming one of the most significant U.S. victories in the American Civil War, opening the way for Union forces to drive ever farther south all the way down to Atlanta and Savannah and beyond, and also the victory that would support the Emancipation Proclamation as it went into effect, as it turned out, on the middle day of the Battle of Stones River. So I mentioned to Rachel that as we were working together trying to put this park together and offer it to the public and connect it the national park to the city park, that perhaps Colonel Frederick Schaefer should be the person for whom this park is named, given that he literally lost his life on that ground for what we all can appreciate today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Any questions before Mr. Lewis steps away? Okay. We were very pleased to have you here today, and that was neat. Thank you so much for that info.
Yes, thank you, Jim, and just want to take the opportunity to say how much we appreciate the partnership for the National Park Service and all of Jim's work specifically that he's put into helping us get this park open to the public. So we're excited to be able to get to that stage this year, I guess, we're in 2025, to be able to open it up and even to be able to offer some living history, again, with our partnership with the Stones River Battlefield. So with that, we think it's a very appropriate name to be offered up as part of this property.
Great. So, do I have a motion that that we consider the name of Schaefer Park for this donated land that we have now?
Make a motion
to approve.
Motion. Charlie,
Second.
your second. All in favor, Rachel, you take roll.
Dr. Bonner?
Aye.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Montgomery?
Aye.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Rachel and Mr. Lewis. We're very excited, as Rachel mentioned, what a great partnership with the battlefield and the city. Thank you so much. Great, yes, we do too. Okay, we have Ethan Kreisiger, and am I correct there?
However you want.
Okay, I'm sorry, thank you.
I get asked that enough.
But you're going to tell us a little bit about the Teen Kayak Club and a fee
Yes, sir.
increase there.
I can start with either one. I have two items to seek approval for today. The first one, archery tag. Currently, we have about 20 sets of bows, masks, and multiple arrows. We currently use that for summer camp. Basically, what it is it's just like our normal archery. However, with these masks and these arrows, the arrows have protected kind of marshmallow-shaped tips. Basically, we go out in the woods, and it's almost like paintball, but with archery skills. It doesn't leave a mark, and you can get shot point-blank range. It doesn't hurt. But it's very, very popular amongst the kids that we use through summer camps. We'd like to now open it up to the public. I think that we could have enough popularity to it that a lot of people would sign up, and then also large organizations and groups can use it for their own programs. Currently, we want to use the activity fee as $10 a person. That's the same as our normal archery with real bows and arrows and stationary targets. However, we need a minimum of 10 people to be able to participate. Otherwise, it's just about 2 people in the woods shooting each other with a bow and arrow. If you have any questions.
I have a question. I've never heard of this game before. So, the arrow itself, there is no way that the rubber tip comes off and there's a piece of a shaft that could hurt you?
No, sir. It is screwed in tight. We chose the equipment from a company, I believe, somewhere in Nebraska. They were rated basically #1 in safety. They've tested all of their arrows to where even if you shot them at a tree hundreds of times, if it would break, it would not shatter. The protective covering would not come off. It's screwed in tight. And even if it did, the bows themselves, they're not like our normal compound bows that we use for actual archery. You can only pull it back so far. Not only that, you can only shoot so far. So even with the tips on, and me, I'm a little stronger than the kids, I hope. If I pull it back full strength and try to shoot it, only goes about 40 yards. Of course, this is intending in a safe environment to be able to shoot each other. I hate using that term, but when you're doing that, running from tree to tree or boundaries or whatever, you're wanting to be kind of close anyway. I've tested it out myself. I've sat there and had someone shoot me in the back, and it feels like somebody's patting you on the back, basically. But we've well thought out through and definitely well tested. They're very, very safe.
Does it leave a mark like paintball?
Not at all. I grew up playing paintball myself, and so I was very excited about this opportunity to be able to get this equipment. It doesn't even leave a welt or a bruise. It is really soft. We use it with kids from ages 10, 12, 14, and they get a kick out of it. They certainly get a kick out of it.
Thank you.
I think we can add that it's done with a protective mask.
Yeah, you do
as
have
well.
a mask. It's somewhat like a paintball mask, but instead of glass or plastic shielding, it's almost like a mesh, so that way there's no fogging or anything. You can see where you're going. Of course, we're in the woods. We don't want to be stumbling over rocks and roots and such. But yeah, and like I said, even unprotected areas, once you're hit with one, again, it just feels like a little pat on yourself.
Mr. Chairman, I think the best way might be able to take this group out to Barfield, play archery tag.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you'll get the feel for it. But this is an industry standard. It's nothing, we didn't create it. It's done. You know, you buy professional equipment, and it's a lot of fun.
This is going to sound a little bit like Christmas Story and the Red Rider.
Yeah, you'll shoot your eye.
But do we have additional, do they release some type of release or document that, you know, when we give them this, we are free of some liability?
Yes, sir.
If something happens.
That's a big part of my job. A lot of
Okay.
things I do is outside, a lot of outdoor activity. And when you do that, you know, you're not in the safe confines of your own home.
Right.
Lots of things can happen. And
Right.
so for most all of my programs, pretty much everything,
Release.
we have release or waiver forms. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was asking where, so it sounds like it's happening at Barfield Park, correct?
Yes, sir. Mostly we go out to the campground in that area. We have plenty of areas through the trees and also the campsites themselves as they're being unused. But I've also used it with TRPA. We went out to the indoor soccer facility, and that turned out to be really great.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, as a parent of two current teenage boys who spends a lot of time going to play airsoft on the weekends, I think I can see this would be a big hit for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, it's pretty neat. Thank you, Ethan. Do I have a motion that we approve this archery tag program and its fee that goes with it?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Mitzi, will you take roll, please?
Dr. Bonner?
Aye.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Montgomery?
Aye.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Ethan.
Yes, sir. Next item I have is approval to increase fees for Teen Kayak Club. We have had Kayak Club for many, many years. However, the fee has been the same the entire time. What it is in June and also sometimes the last week of May, people will sign up. We'll have about 12 kids, maybe less, maybe 10. Excuse me. Every Tuesday of that month of June, we will meet for a kayak trip and or paddle boarding. Basically, we go to different places all over Murfreesboro, whether up to Percy Priest at Fall Creek, or we'll use the Stones River. Very, very popular. A lot of teens come out and sign up. But the fees have been the same for quite a while. And so to keep up with rising costs of running this program, I'd like to raise the fees to $100 for registration and $50 for the activity fee. Used to, it was $75 with a $50 activity fee, but now we'd also like to include the city resident and non-resident fees as well. So city residents would pay $100 with a $50 activity fee, and non-city residents would pay $115 with a $50 activity fee.
How long has the program been going on?
That's a good question for Miss Rachel here.
I believe this is going to be year 10.
So these fees that we have now have been in place for 10 years?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Ethan?
Move for approval.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Mitzi, if you'll take roll.
Dr. Bonner?
Aye.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Montgomery?
Aye.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Kyle Gross is here. You gonna tell us a little bit about the homeschool swim training program?
Yep, I'm here with a proposal to implement a homeschool swim training program at Patterson Park. It's something we've offered in the past, however, and that's been through a swim lesson provider that we've used. However, they're no longer able to operate that, so we're looking to take that over with in-house staff. In order to maintain a consistency with what they've been doing, we want to adopt a similar structure to how they've offered it. So it'll be a drop-in style class on the same Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 2. Same price point of $5, and we'll be covering the basics of competitive swimming, as well as providing a workout to those kids. I anticipate this will bring in roughly $2,500 a year. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Questions for Kyle? And you said 20 kids per class.
That'll be the max, yes. And we'll have 2 instructors. Both of our instructors have a competitive swimming experience. They've been state qualified swimmers at the high school level before.
Okay, great. If there's no other questions for Kyle, I'll recommend that we have a motion to approve this homeschool swim training program.
I move approval.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Mitzi, if you'll take the roll.
Dr. Bonner?
Aye.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Montgomery?
Aye.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Kyle. Know you're very busy over there. Next on item of new business, Nate, you're going to give us an update on our finances?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if you notice, something consistent is we've been bringing different programs or events regularly for fee increases. I just wanted to give you a heads up. We're looking and starting to study as we get into our next fiscal year, which will start in July, more of a comprehensive fee increase across the board. We're woefully behind in some areas now, and since costs are rising, hopefully we're going to be able to incorporate that and just raise revenue just in general across the board. So we'll keep you up to date with that and bring that to this commission as it's being considered with the council with the budget. But this is just our 4-month performance report. Everything seems to be in line and going well. We'll have a better gauge at 6 months. Again, nothing concerning. Some areas they're excelling. One big bump we'll get after the next report is all the buy one, get one sales that are currently going on right now at Sportscom Patterson. So if it looks like they're lagging a little bit, it's just because it's not taking that into consideration. Most people wait until that time to purchase their passes. But it's been a good start to the year.
Very good. Give y'all a moment to review the information there. If you have any questions, please ask Nate.
I have
Are there any areas that you're particularly concerned about when you talk about prices? Because we all know the prices have gone up. Are there some things that you're looking to have a material impact for this operating year?
We haven't done a deep dive yet. That's just what we're starting to do right now. So I'll be able to report back to that maybe next time about some areas, give you some specific areas that we're really considering might be more concerning than others.
You have a feel for when that'll be? When you'll make this report to provide us with that update?
The next time we meet, we'll have something where I can kind of give an indication of where we're heading. We probably won't have the proposed prices set at that point, but we might be able to draw more of a broader perspective of the areas that we're trending, if it be passes, if it be, programs that are specific individually. I think we'll have that type of data at that point.
What is the last date of the buy one, get one free?
Somebody's going to have to help me. I don't have it in front of me. I think Rachel has. I think it's January 19th.
January 19th, yeah.
January 9th. Thank you.
I tried to get it in there before she said it. She didn't let me. So that ends January 19th. We encourage everybody to participate. That you can do that at Sportscom and Patterson.
Yeah.
That is an excellent program, and we greatly appreciate that.
I think our community really looks forward to that
Yes.
opportunity. We appreciate you all approving that every year.
Yeah, it's nice too. I think we've extended the date a little bit longer over the past couple of years, so that helps out a lot too. So, okay, thank you, Nate. Next item on new business, just an update on all our programs and events. And Rachel's here instead of Lynn, so
Yes,
go
I'm
ahead,
Lynn
Rachel.
stand-in today. So, as always, we have a ton of upcoming events, and the best place is to check out our website for all of our divisions. But just to highlight a few, we've talked about it, but now until January 19th is our buy one, get one free, and that's at Patterson and Sportscom. February 1st is a new event that we have this year. It's called Plunge into Fitness. That will be at Sportscom from 8 until noon. And they've kind of reworked the polar bear plunge, so there will be a cold plunge into the pool on that day, as well as some other fun events. February 14th, get your dancing shoes on. If you're a senior, head out to the St. Clair Senior Center for the Sweetheart Dance at 5 o'clock. February 15th is the Daddy-Daughter Dance, and that will be held at Patterson at 5 o'clock. Super cute event for all ages. And February 27th is our African American Cultural Celebration, also at Patterson at 5 o'clock. So for all of our events, check out the website, murfreesboroparks.com. We've got an interactive calendar and all the information you need for all of our great programs. Thanks.
Thank you, Rachel.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just give a couple of project updates I think the group might be interested in. The Old Fort Park ball field and parking improvement, I think everybody's aware of that. Transitioning that field to raising everything up, helping some stormwater issues, and then fixing the stormwater issues with the parking lot as well. That's been out for bid. We open that bid package today and look at proposals at 2 o'clock. So hopefully that comes back within budget, and we'll see and proceed if we can. The second one I think is everybody's really interested in is the Veterans Park project has been out for bid, and we open those bids next Tuesday, the 14th. So knock on wood or cross your fingers or whatever. you
Yeah,
think you
looking
might.
forward to that, for sure. Anyone else have any comments? Okay, again, we couldn't do any of this without the staff that we have, and thank you guys so much. You know, and with all these new programs and existing programs, there's not a better community in the country, that's for sure. So thank you guys. If there's no other new business or old business, we'll stand adjourned.